Hi, it's Jyoti from Special Yoga. So I wanted to talk this morning a little bit about our state. And, we talk at Special Yoga a lot about our state matters. There's a lot out there in the world about regulation and co-regulation. And I really have been blown away, actually, by miracles and what I perceive to be miracles anyway, that have happened in my life and my family in the last little while, actually. And they're things that I never believed would happen, or I didn't. It's not that I never believed would happen. I knew would happen somewhere inside me deeply, but there was always that kind of question: they haven't happened yet, and that how is it going to happen? And I let go of a long time ago. I had to let go of trying to figure out how it was going to happen, because as soon as I go into that place of how is it going to happen, then I kind of put myself back in control again of trying to make things happen rather than allowing things to happen. And I think that faith gives us the trust to say things can change, miracles can happen, and yet I don't have to be in charge. And there's something really kind of soothing for me about just letting go. I've always been in charge. I've always been in, the driving seat, lioness for my children, the driver of Special Yoga and so on and so forth. But as I kind of surrender more and more and more and more into a faith that says, when you do God's work and you really sit and you do your work too, and I've done quite a lot of that recently. Well, I've always done a lot of that anyway, but it seems to be quite intense recently. Then things shift and things change. And I was reading somewhere the other day that, or maybe I heard it somewhere, that one of the wonderful Buddhist teachers was saying about how our words are real, or our thoughts, our words, and presumably thoughts too, are real, but are they true? And I thought, well, that's interesting, because, we can't deny we've had those thoughts. We can't deny that they're real for us in the moment, but do we choose to believe them or not? And when we can really change and reframe our beliefs and really genuinely kind of go into the depths of love, real love of ourselves, love of ourselves more than anything else, then actually our whole energy field changes. And it's not easy to do. I'm not sitting here saying it's easy to do, but it's a piece of work in progress. And the more that I've done it, and the more that things change, that I see the external impact of my thoughts, my beliefs, my actions, then I can see how valuable it is. And then it would stay, and then it really kind of holds me in a much more trusting place. And I'm also taking a quite a strong a course at the moment in training to kind of develop my spiritual side. And one of the things they were talking about the other day was addictions to God. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I really like that, because I've got so many addictions of scrolling and, just certain behavior patterns and tendencies that become kind of addictive in a weird way. Well, not in a weird way, but probably an unhealthy way, actually. And how actually really what I want to do is spend my time just much more dedicated to faith and to trust, because when I really trust, when I really truly trust, it's amazing what can happen. It's truly amazing. And I really feel strongly these days, more and more and more and more, that actually the more we can kind of let go of, or I can let go, I can't talk about anybody else, but for me, that I can let go of trying to control everything. I mean, obviously we have to act. I'm not saying we sit back and do nothing, but we act, but with, with more mindfulness, less charged emotions, and just, we can be a fierce lioness, we can guard our children, we can do all of those things, but we do it with more faith, more trust, more, different kind of love, and a different kind of drive behind us that also we do from a very filled up space inside us. Because when we have that faith and we have that sense of trust, somewhere in me, really deeply in me, it fills me up. And then really what we want to be doing is giving from our overflow and functioning from our overflow, as opposed to functioning from an empty space. So what fills us up? What resources us? So I'm resourced by Mother Nature. I'm resourced by the craziness of getting in the sea every morning, even though it's freezing today. I'm resourced by my trust. I'm resourced by my faith. I'm resourced by people around me who I can talk to about that stuff, actually. I'm resourced by my beautiful dog who's like sitting next to me right now. Can you see him? Yeah, there he is. Just by just that unconditional love of an animal that just says, just love me, just love me. I don't just need you to feed me and, you know, and stroke me and keep me warm. That's it. I thought, oh, that's very simple and very lovely, isn't it? So, yeah, so what are you resourced by? What are we all resourced by that actually allows us to feel full enough so that when we're giving from our overflow as opposed to from an empty space, and cultivate just that trust that we are all taken care of somehow. And yeah, that's where I'm sitting today. So love to you all. Thank you very much for being listening to me. And yeah, just see what happens when you start to think about your thoughts being real but perhaps not true. When you start to think about what resources you from deeply inside. And what do we need really just to be able to fill ourselves up and have faith that that there's something greater than us and that we don't have to do it all, you know, and that we're held, and that everything that we need is just provided for somewhere, somehow. I don't know how it happens actually, and more than anything, that miracles can happen. So let's bring this, spread the somebody said to me the other day, one of my friends said to me the other day, oh yeah, you spread love with fairy dust. I thought, oh, that's nice. So yeah, let's sprinkle ourselves with fairy dust of love and faith and trust that actually all is how it's meant to be and we're all okay. Much love, everybody.